Hello guys, welcome back to the last part of building this Autobot Toolbox. Alright, so in this part, before we build our assembly, there are a few changes that we want to make. So one is in our top lead. So in our top lead, we have got this engraving here. It's not supposed to be like that. This is a female. So remember, we inherited this top lead from our bottom lead. So this is supposed to be a male part. Alright, so let's edit this sketch. All right, so just rest your mouse pointer there and then it will give you these options. All right, so click and then it's showing us this is extrusion 5. All right, so under extrusion 5 here, let's edit the sketch. All right, so the diameter here, this was 3 millimeters, so let's make it 2.75. So that's for every feature that we have. 2.75. Click OK. And this one here, that's the last one. Finish the sketch. All right. Now we want to edit the feature. Edit feature. All right, so this was a cut. It's not supposed to be a cut. All right, so it's supposed to be joined this time. And the distance is now times 2. So this will be 3 millimeters. All right, so you can see the profile here. Click OK. Oh, come on. Edit this. Okay, this make our sketch visible. All right, and then select extrude. All right, so let's select all our profiles. All right, so this is supposed to be 1.5. 1.5. Click OK. So we now have this. Let's hide our sketch. And let's collapse everything. Collapse all. All right, so let's save this. Right, so let's go ahead and build our Autobot Toolbox. So create a new file here. Under assembly, select standard MMM. All right, so we are now in this workspace. Right click to place a component. So the first component that I want to place is the bottom lead. And this has to be grounded at origin. Press escape. We only want one of those. Let's change the view to shaded with edges. All right, so let's add the ledge here. 1 to 2. So add ledges. Double click. Want one here, another one here. Right click OK. Click this. Press G. Rotate it. Want it in this orientation. Escape. Click this one. Press G. Right click OK. All right, so let's select constrain here. Click this axis and this here. Click apply, cancel. All right, we want a work plane that is midway between these two faces. So that is between this and that. All right, but we know that so let's measure it. Let's not assume. That's the front. Select, right click, measure this face and this edge here. So the distance is 33 millimeters. So we want a work plane that is midway, halfway between that. So select plane, select this face, left click, drag and hold, and this is supposed to be 33 divided by 2. Right click. All right, so we now have it. Let's also do the same thing here. Work plane, select this face, left click, 33 divided by 2. Right click. All right, now want to center our ledge between these two brackets. So select constrain, select ledge 1 here. Under origin, let's find its perpendicular axis, that is the XZ axis. Select flash here, and then select this. All right, so apply, cancel. So it's now centered. Let's do the same thing with this one here. Constrain this axis, this one here, apply. Let's collapse the first ledge. Let's go to ledge 2, origin, and this time XZ, this one here, match, apply, cancel. All right, so it's now centered. We can hide our work planes. Click this work plane, press Ctrl, click this one, right click, and check visibility. All right, so the next thing, we want to add our top lead. Place component, select top lead here, right click, OK. Press down top lead, press G. Alright, rotate it like that. Right click, OK. You can move it upwards. So the next thing that I want to do, I want to constrain the hinges. Select constrain, select this axis and the axis of our hinge here. These are now constrained. Apply. Then we can still move this. Want it to move upwards. All right. Constrain this flat edge here. Click flash with this. They have to be aligned. Apply. Cancel. So it's now centered. Now let's add our pin. Select hinge pin here. Right click. OK. Constrain this here. And just to pass through this. There you go. Apply. Cancel. Want to center our hinge. So we can remove it. All right. The distance, okay, let's select it back here. Right click measure. The distance between this face and this face is 110, 101. All right, so want to insert a work plane that is halfway this distance. Select down here. Select plane. Select this face. Left click and hold. The distance is supposed to be negative 101 divided by 2. All right, there we go. Let's mate this. So let's select the hinge pin, origin, want its center point, center axis. Yes, this one here. And click flush with this axis here. So apply, cancel. So let's see. You can see here it's well centered. Let's hide this. Right. We want to mirror this hinge pin here. Select mirror. Make sure mirror relationships here is checked and ground new components is checked as well. And then mirror plane. Our mirror plane is the YZ plane. Next. Okay. So we now have another hinge pin here. Then the next thing that I want to do, we want to constrain this. You see now, this can open all the way around like this. We don't want that. So how do we go about this? So the first thing that we need to do, under constrain here, select angle, constrain, and want to use explicit reference vector. So with the explicit reference vector, we want this face here, that is the top lead, that's the moving part, because our bottom lead is grounded. So this one here, and this one here. And then the third has to be the hinge. So let's select our hinge here. You see now, so at 0 degrees, it'll open like this. All right, let's see at 90 degrees. At 90 degrees, it'll be like that. And then at 180, it'll be totally closed. Right, so let's toggle this. So you can set limits here. All right, so we want 180 degrees. We want to use it as our resting position. Right, and then let's set our limit and our maximum. So our minimum is 0 degrees and our maximum is 180. We can give this a name. So we can say hinge movement. Right, then we apply here. You see now, so you can no longer open this past 0 degrees, and you can no longer close it past 180. So this is now fully constrained. All right, so with this we can also do the same thing here with our latches. Constrain, angle constrain, explicit reference, this point here, and this one here. Right, and the third parameter here, that will be this axis. So you see now, at 0 degrees, it will be like that. At 90 degrees, it will be like that. And 180, it will be fully closed like that. So this, we can say, use this as resting position, and the minimum is 0. All right, so that's latch 1 movement. Apply. Right, let's do the same here. This and that. Right, and our axis. Right, 0 degrees, 90, 180, fully closed. Use angle as resting position. Latch 2 movement. Right, maximum is 180, minimum is 0. Apply. Cancel this. So we're done. So the last component we're left with, place component, is the handle. Select handle, Place it here, right click, OK. All right, so press, let's just work with it like that. Constrain, want to constrain this axis here, and this, oh yeah, apply, cancel, and let's move this. All right, we want a work plane in between this, so we know that the distance, okay, let's not assume, let's measure it again. Measure from this to this is 12 millimeters, so we want a work plane, it's 6 millimeters. Right, so select this work plane, left click from this face, moving it this other way. You can simply type -6 millimeters, click OK. All right, let's also measure this one here. Right click, measure this face and this face is 6 millimeters. Done. Select plane here. This face, left click, drag and hold. So it's supposed to be -3. Click OK. All right, so I want to flash the two work planes. Select constrain, flash this work plane and this one here. Apply, cancel. All right, so you can see here our handle is well positioned. Let's hide our work planes. Let's also constrain this. All right, so you can see we don't want that. It's getting into the toolbox. All right, so let's use angle constraint here. Explicit reference vector. Select these here and this face here, and our third parameter here will be this. You see now? So at 0 degrees it will be like that. At 90, let's see, opening like that, and then 180 it'll be in this position. All right, so let's set it at 0. Yeah, just set it like that. All right, so use angle as resting position. Maximum is 180 and minimum is 0. And then we call this handle positioning. Then apply. All right, cancel. So there it is. That's our Autobots Toolbox. All right, so we are done with this. All right, so if you want to see if everything is perfect here, you can check view, select half section view, the origin of our workspace. Let's see. Let's zoom in. Our ledge there. Oh, forgot to add the resting point here. So like it's supposed to be a snap fit here. But anyway, it's a concept. Click OK here. So that's our section. Looks okay. Let's delete that section view. Have section view. This. Let's see our hinges here. Perfectly aligned. Also, the snap fit here. Oh, it's awesome. It's perfect. All right, so let's delete this. This is it. We can change this view here. Let's use photo booth. Shadows, all shadows. Reflections. And then change the view to realistic. So there it is. Perfect. That's our Autobots Toolbox. So if you like this video, click like and subscribe to my channel to see more content like this. All right. Thank you guys for watching.